Hello and welcome back to another store update for the Final Fantasy XIV online store, also known as the Mog Station. It is the 9th of January 2026, and this is the only new item added, which is known as the Humble Attire. As you can see, this will cost you $12 US for a 3-piece outfit. In other currencies, like my own, that is £7.44. And if we go back to the US dollars here, you'll see that this is a 3-piece set with a 1-piece replacing both your chest and legs in one item, as well as gloves and boots. This item is fully double dyeable, so let's have a look at that in the game in just a second, and features some snazzy boots and gloves. So let's go into the game then and look at this Garnet themed outfit. Alright then, so as you can see, it is a 3-piece set with a 1-piece for both the legs and chest, and we've got the double dye channels on all of the pieces here. So even though it is a leg and chest as one item, which is a little bit unfortunate, it kind of makes sense because of the type of outfit that Garnet would wear, which of course is this almost stretchy material, almost lycra, right, sort of material. It's got some really nice bits on this, obviously, if you've never seen this set before, or if you've never played Final Fantasy IX. Obviously, we've got pastoral, sort of medieval European influences here, with that travel-ready sort of functionality at hand, which is why Garnet wears what she does. And we've got the gemstone at the centerpiece of the necklace there. Here it is without the gloves and boots on, just to give you an idea of where those cuffs and ankles cut off, and there's the gemstone. So it's a real shame that we don't have Aiko's costume as well, because if you put those two gems together, fantastic things would happen indeed. Very nicely detailed though, I think you'll agree, and I really love the texture up close and personal on that chest piece. Obviously we've got this sort of corset style lacing down the front, which is both decorative and functional. Red laces add visual depth and break up the orange field on the base color here, and the lacing references obviously medieval bodice construction while staying fairly practical. Obviously we've got these lovely gloves with the double buckle on them there, which is quite nice. They're not just generic gloves, they are humble gloves, but I can see myself using those. And the boots are fairly standard. There's no laces or anything like that. They're kind of what you would imagine noble royalty to wear, something like that. But yeah, made of that kind of leather material shining. And this, of course, is not gender locked, so this is a male character via the use of Fantasia of my own character. And as you can see, obviously minus the breasts, it pretty much looks the same, very form-fitting, as you can see. So let's go through the dyes then, which is the thing I was most excited about. And I was quite happy with how this set dyes, actually. Very, very pleased. From the actual belt buckles around the actual thighs there, actually taking on the coloration, to the boots, the sole of those boots, the heel taking on the second dye palette as well, the gloves taking on the belt buckles, as you would imagine, as the second palette. The only thing that isn't dyeing here is of course the necklace, the choker, and the actual necklace itself, which makes perfect sense. So if you want those strong, vibrant colors to reflect on this outfit, it looks really good. Darker colors like your gunmetal black will really bring out that leatherette sort of guise in the texture, with that kind of shine on the back there. It really does emphasize your character's rear, let's put it that way. So if you want this form sort of hugging lycra effect, it could be used elsewhere. The only problem with that, of course, is that you're going to have to deal with the fact that both the chest and legs are joined together. It would have been nice to have them separate, but like we said before, I can understand why they didn't separate them. It wouldn't make sense for there to be a seam, although I wouldn't have minded if just above the 5 belt buckles there was a tiny little seam. But again, matching that to other pieces of gear would also be difficult. So I could fully understand the design decision for this, and it does make sense, because if you think about where that would end, it would be a one piece, wouldn't it? If that was a real life outfit, that section would be a one piece with the legs. I think the dyes are fantastic, quite honestly, so on that front, very, very pleased indeed. And I do think they reflect quite nicely with the lighting as well. The texture really brings out a lot of coloration, almost metallic coloration even in non-metallic dyes, but with that sheen. Very nice stuff. Now, of course, one of the features with store outfits now is that you can store these in your armoire. So if you're worried about space, that is something we can alleviate. Another thing I thought I'd point out then is the individual pieces. So if we look at the chest piece, which has the boots attached to it, you'll notice that if we put on some thigh-high boots, for example, these that are near 2B style 2B boots, which are very long and leatherette, you'll see that it squeezes in the thigh section with those boots, any of those long boots, and sort of squishes together the belt buckle as well, which is a really interesting effect. I thought I'd share this in case you were wondering what happened to those belt buckles. Some pieces of gear actually use a form of culling with features on outfits when you try to place other objects upon them via a layering of gear. This one just sort of squishes them together instead of replacing them or hiding them. So I thought I'd point that out. Similarly with the gloves, things layer on the top as you would expect. There doesn't seem to be too much squishing here apart from certain cuffs. But yeah, you can get away with using the top of this without too many issues, and things that should layer correctly. It's always worth testing because some outfits simply haven't had this thought put into them, but it does look like this has had a little bit of a design thought going into it. Rather than just putting it in there. For example, there, look, with the asymmetric gloves, cutting off the cuff. Very nice. That's what we like to see. All in all, I do think this is one of the cooler outfits they've added. Maybe I'm Final Fantasy IX sort of biased because it's a fantastic game and you should play it. But at the same time, yeah, it's a nice standalone outfit. Just a little bit disappointed that there's no helm or, you know, a tiara would have been nice to have on this, since we have a two pieces as one. Anyway, let me know what you think about this. It's on the store, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.